Hey there, you glorious chaos gremlins. It's me, Albert, your favorite savage YouTube narrator, back with another banger episode of watching entitled Control Freaks Get Absolutely Demolished by Their Own Brain-Dead Instructions. If you've ever dealt with a boss, manager, or self-appointed rule lord who thinks their word is gospel and everyone else is just there to kiss the ring, you're gonna love this. Today, we've got 3 prime cuts of Reddit's Malicious Compliance Hall of Fame. These stories are so satisfying, they'll make you want to high-five a stranger. These arrogant dummies give dumb orders, unreasonable demands, and expect perfect obedience, and then cry like babies when they get exactly that. Let's dive headfirst into the first train wreck. Picture this. A typical open office hellscape full of fluorescent lights and broken dreams. Our villain is Dave, the mid-level manager who fancies himself a corporate warrior. Dave's convinced that his team is full of clock watchers and bathroom scrollers wasting company time. So one Monday morning, this genius fires off an all-hands email that reads like a manifesto from a guy who's never had to ask anyone for anything in his life. Effective immediately. He writes, "No employee is permitted to leave their workstation for any reason whatsoever without first obtaining my explicit verbal approval. This applies to restroom visits, getting coffee or water, stepping away to stretch, or any other non-work activity. I require full visibility and accountability at all times to maximize productivity." Oh, Dave, you pathetic, power-hungry little man. Nothing screams, "I have the leadership skills of a wet sock," louder than demanding your adult employees beg for permission to take a leak. This isn't management. This is some dystopian kindergarten nightmare mixed with a side of sadistic control freakery. It's unreasonable, it's degrading, it's probably borderline illegal in half the labor laws out there, and most importantly, it's the move of a man so insecure he needs to police bladders to feel big. Imagine being this bossy, this smug, and this unbelievably unprepared for the hurricane of stupid you just unleashed. Well, one of Dave's employees, our hero, we'll call Alex, reads this email and gets that evil little sparkle in his eye. You want exact compliance, boss? Say less. From that moment on, every single time Alex needs to use the facilities, he doesn't just slip away like a normal person with dignity. No, he walks directly to Dave's office. If Dave's on the phone, Alex stands there patiently staring until the call ends. Then, in the most polite, deadpan voice, "Dave, may I please have permission to go to the bathroom?" Dave grunts yes, annoyed. This happens not once, not twice, but 5, 6, 7 times a day. Alex also asks for water refills, quick stretches because ergonomics are a thing, even to grab a file from the printer across the room. And here's the beautiful part. Word spreads fast in that office. Other team members see Alex's dedication to the cause and join the compliance party. Pretty soon, there's a constant stream of people outside Dave's door, politely queuing up for potty passes and hydration approvals. Dave tries to wave them off at first, but they insist. "Your email said explicit verbal approval, sir. Just following the instructions." Productivity? Craters like a meteor strike. Phones go unanswered because staff is waiting for approval. Meetings get interrupted every 10 minutes by permission to step away for 2 minutes? Dave's face turns shades of red that don't exist in nature. He's sweating, snapping at people, completely unable to get his own work done. The cherry on top? Dave, you got served exactly what you ordered, and the roast is extra crispy. But as satisfying as watching Dave's empire of bladder control collapse was, we've got an even bigger clown car coming up. Let's move on to story number 2, where a retail manager decided to play God with store policy. This next one takes place in one of those massive big box retail stores, the kind with endless aisles of stuff you don't need, and return desks that usually have a line out the door. Enter Mark, the store manager who's been catching heat from corporate overlords about dipping customer satisfaction scores. Instead of fixing actual problems like understaffing or bad training, Mark decides to take the easy way out. At the mandatory team meeting, he stands up there with all the confidence of a man who's about to make the worst decision of his career. "Team, listen up. I'm tired of hearing about customer complaints and denied requests. From now on, the customer's always right. I mean, always. During a crucial video call with the regional director and some big clients, the interruptions become non-stop. The higher-ups start asking what's with all the foot traffic. Dave has to stammer out an explanation of his brilliant new policy. You could hear a pin drop on the other end before the awkward, "We'll discuss this later, Dave." That was the end for the rule. By end of day, the policy was rescinded faster than you can say HR complaint. Dave tried to play it off as a misunderstanding, but everyone knew. This genius got the blind obedience he craved, and it backfired so hard he probably still has whiplash. That outcome was so deserved it should be taught in business schools as what not to do 101. If you want to micromanage every breath, don't act shocked when it blows up in your stupid face. If they want a refund, give it. If they want a discount, make it happen. Swap items, give freebies, whatever it takes to make them happy and get those scores up. No more, policy says no. Make it happen. This absolute walnut. The customer is always right, is retail's oldest lie, but turning it into a blank check for chaos is next level stupid. It's arrogant, because Mark thinks he can ignore every safeguard the company has for a reason, to prevent loss, fraud, and abuse. It's ridiculous because it puts minimum wage employees in the position of handing out the store's money like it's candy. Mark wasn't leading. He was punting responsibility and setting his team up to fail spectacularly while he looked good on paper. This genius gave an order with all the confidence of someone who has never once been correct in his entire retail career. Our malicious compliance champion on the sales floor takes this directive to heart immediately. The floodgates open. First comes Karen number 1 with a blouse that's been worn, washed, and clearly not defective, demanding a full refund 2 months later. "Of course, ma'am. Here's your money back. Receipt not needed today." Next up, a guy returning a power drill he obviously misused and broke himself, approved with a smile. Then it gets creative. A customer wants 50% off a floor model TV because of a tiny scuff and throws a fit. Yes, another demands free installation and accessories to compensate for the inconvenience. Done. One enterprising shopper even talks their way into taking several high-value clearance display items for pennies on the dollar because the employee followed Mark's orders to the letter. Whatever they ask for. Within days, the return and customer service desk turns into a giveaway bonanza. Word gets around in the community. This store says yes to everything. Losses mount into the thousands. Inventory disappears without corresponding sales. Corporate's fraud detection flags the abnormal return rates, and suddenly Mark's in a very uncomfortable conference call explaining the bleeding profit margins. When he tries to throw the employees under the bus for misinterpreting, they calmly pull out the meeting notes and his exact words. Mark's face when they quoted him back? Priceless. He had to reverse course, reinstate all the old policies, and eat a fat pile of humble pie while his bosses questioned his judgment. Imagine demanding your team ignore common sense and then acting shocked when the store turns into a charity for opportunists. That fallout was deliciously brutal. Mark's power trip crashed and burned because he demanded compliance without thinking about consequences. Well played, team. You turned his dumb rule into a financial horror movie. All right, we're on a roll, but the third story might just take the cake for pure hypocritical karma. This one's set in a bustling apartment complex where the property manager Todd rules his little kingdom like a tin pot dictator with a clipboard. Todd loves nothing more than sending out strongly worded emails about community rules. His favorite target? Parking. He decides enough is enough and blasts out a memo to all residents. Attention residents, effective immediately. We are enforcing a strict zero-tolerance parking policy. Any vehicle parked in fire lanes, reserved spaces without proper permit, blocking access, or otherwise in violation will be towed immediately at the owner's expense. There will be no warnings issued. You are encouraged to report violations directly to the authorized towing company listed below. This is for everyone's safety and convenience. Violations will not be tolerated. Todd strutting around the property like he's the sheriff, ticketing cars left and right, confronting residents over 5-minute stops. Classic power trip. Rules for thee, but not for me, right? Except Todd apparently forgot his own rules apply to everyone. This guy was on such a pathetic power trip, he practically packed snacks for it. He demanded exact compliance and then cried when exact compliance showed up right on his own damn car. One afternoon, our tenant hero notices Todd's personal vehicle parked smack in the middle of a resident's assigned parking spot. Todd's unloading some boxes or just running a quick errand. Doesn't matter. It's a clear violation. The tenant, fresh off reading that email, remembers the instructions perfectly. Towed immediately. Report directly to the towing company. No warnings. No exceptions listed for management. So he dials the number, gives the exact details. Vehicle illegally parked in my reserved spot. Please tow as per complex policy. The tow truck arrives quicker than Todd can finish his task. Hooks up the car and hauls it off. Todd comes back out to find his ride gone. Panic mode. He calls the towing company, rants about being the manager, but they don't care. Policy is policy. Report was valid. Fees apply. Todd has to pay the towing and storage costs out of pocket, probably a few $100, and arrange a ride to the impound lot. Meanwhile, the story spreads through the complex like wildfire. Residents are cracking up, forwarding the original email, posting in the community chat, following the rules just like Todd asked us to. Todd tries to send a follow-up clarification email, but the damage to his reputation is done. He looks like the biggest hypocrite in the building, the guy who weaponized petty rules against tenants only to get hoisted by his own petard. The embarrassment was maximum, the karma instant and public. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you insist on being obeyed exactly while thinking you're above it all. Todd demanded strict enforcement and got it, right on his own car. The roast writes itself. So there you have it. 3 stories of arrogant dummies getting exactly what they ordered and hating every second of it. Dave, the bathroom warden, Mark, the human doormat manager, and Todd, the toad tyrant. Which one of these malicious compliances was the most satisfying for you? The office bladder control fiasco, the retail giveaway apocalypse, or the parking lot cell phone? Hit the comments and tell me. I read every single one. If these stories made you laugh, feel that sweet justice, or just nod along because you've been there, smash that like button, subscribe for more savage narrations roasting the easily roastable, and share with a friend who needs a good laugh at stupid people. This is Albert signing off. Remember, be careful what you demand, because some people will give it to you with a smile. Stay savage out there.